I'm Brad Pass, and I have, for all of my working life, been a union member of the Airline Pilots Association. I overemphasize the importance of the union to my colleagues who are pilots, flight attendants, workers on the ramp, and I'm very concerned about Northwest Airlines and Delta, because Delta is a non-union organization. The pilots, I think, are going to continue to be in the Airline Pilots Association, but I'm very concerned about the rest of the employees.
Yeah, the machinists, the attendants, a lot of people were very concerned about. But you know, now we have a Justice Department that actually believes in antitrust legislation and antitrust action. And so, you know, this fight is not over, and we want to let everybody know that, look, you know, the union. We have some unions who we have some companies who have unions who are pilots, others attendants, others machinists, others mechanics. But you know, this thing's going to benefit us all.
Mm-hmm. And safety is such an important thing. Mm-hmm. And an industry like the airline industry, you can't play with it, and the union won't allow it. So,
that's right.
Thank you.
That's right. Thank you.
Hi, Congressman. I'm Meredith Webb. I'm with the EFCW 789 in St. Paul.
All right.
I'm a member of OPU Local 12, also in St. Paul. We are currently working on the sort of poster child of why this act needs to pass. We're trying to organize Walmart. It's a part of a national campaign. So, you know, we meet folks every day who, you know, have tried, are interested, and are scared to death they're going to get fired in this economy. So that said, if anybody here knows anybody working at Walmart and wants to get us connected, that would be great. Talk to me or email me at meredith@ufcw789.org. You know, this is an economic issue, and now is a time where the economic argument really works. You know, bring that up, 30% wages, you know, bring back the middle class, and that's a great argument to make, but this class was really focusing on also talking about this as a fundamental human rights issue. This is about freedom of association, just like joining a church, joining a community group. We've got to talk about it that way, so that when the economy's good, people don't turn that around in our faces and say, "There's no need for a union now." There should be a right that is untouched. Doesn't matter what the economy looks like. So thank you for holding this.
Well, while you're there, let me just say, this has to be rights we stand up for people all over the world.
Yeah.
Somebody was saying a moment ago that if we insist on labor rights here in America, that maybe these companies will just run somewhere else and exploit labor workers in Colombia. Yeah. We don't want to see labor organizers get their brains blown out as they try to organize a union in places like Colombia. We care about workers in China. We care about human rights around the world. And I want to tell you that this thing about organizing this Employee Free Choice Act lends itself to so many other important issues, right? Because we are talking about a fundamental right to associate. We are talking about that right being there for everyone around the globe. And we are talking about how people all over the world can do better if we all get a fair wage and a decent income, and it's something all of us want. So thank you, young lady, for the work you're doing. It's very important.
Folks, my name's Jim Berry. I'm a baggage handler at Northwest Airlines. Damn proud to be a member of the Machinists. Hear about conditions at Delta. I am happier to be a member of the Machinists Union. Simple things like getting injured on the job. I get hurt at Northwest. There's a set of procedures that are followed that protect me, protect my seniority, might even find me another job in the company. You get hurt at Delta with no recourse whatsoever. Along with Hilda Solis, she's a good choice as the Secretary of Labor.
I would say you're right about that.
We also need to make sure President Obama appoints good people to the National Labor Relations Board and to the National Mediation Board.
Horrible practices that go on in the airline industry. For example, when the attendants were trying to organize at Delta, they don't just have to get 50% of the people who vote. They got to get 50% of the employees, and any non-vote is counted as a no vote. And so it's really ridiculous. And so I just think that it's important to understand that just if we pass the Employer Free Choice Act does not mean that all workers have worker justice on the job. We still have a long way to go. There's still a lot of people who still need to be able to get a better deal. But you know what? it's a very, very important first step. What did you say?
Yeah.
So let's win this
I'm one of the
battle.
flight attendants, and I'm very nervous about losing the union because they are over there. They've hired a consulting firm to bust the union. They're spreading rumors over there, and they have what is called a book work rules instead of a contract. And if you don't have a contract, those work rules could change overnight.
Right.
So hopefully this will help us with something like that as well.
Well, we're here to help you. And the thing is that this is a big deal. They're gonna have, can you come back here for a minute? You guys are gonna have another shot of getting a union in Delta for the attendance. Am I right about that?
Correct.
Can you kind of tell everybody what's coming up? Are you gonna get another opportunity?
We are going to get another vote for it because, like you said, what they were doing before, if you didn't, it was a secret ballot. You called in on a secret phone line and you voted that way. If you called in and voted yes, it was a yes vote. If you called in and voted no, it was a no vote. But if you didn't call in at all, it was also counted as a no vote. And you know, that's not right. That's not fair. Plus, one thing they don't understand at Delta is right now 7 out of the 10 executives over there are old from here.
Yeah.
And so it is no longer Delta. I've been told that they're hiring flight attendants over in Asia to do the international flying. And if they take our international flying, then that's just all going to trickle down, and we're going to lose a lot of flying and a lot of jobs, a lot of employment that way too.
Yeah, well, let's go to Asia and organize the attendance over there.
That'd be great.
You know.
Hi, I'm Eric Ferguson. I'm another one who got to go to college because my single mom got a union job, so thank you, SEIU. I was wondering if the panel could speak to giving us the bullet points and what's in the bill besides just the card check, just so when we leave here we can say it's not just about card check, there's also this.
This is crucial, but there are 2 other pieces. The other that Keith has mentioned is the ability to get a first contract within a year. Beth talked about the Walker Methodist fight last year that she worked on. Those workers voted for a union and waited 5 years to get a union contract. This would mean you'd go into automatic arbitration after 1 year, which would get you a contract. And then the third piece is there would be real remedies and real punishments for employers that broke the law. So if you violated the National Labor Relations Act, you wouldn't just have to like post it up on a billboard and say we're sorry for 45 days. There'd actually be stiffer penalties for companies that do that. So it would cost them money to violate the act. So.
Yes, sir.
My name is Neil Jackal. I'm an ex-Teamster. The biggest problem we're facing today is the economic situation. If there's high unemployment, unions are weak because you can get fired very easily and it's hard to keep your job, and they've got you basically. And I worked in those conditions in the 80s where you got treated like a dog sometimes because there were 50 to 100 guys that wanted your position. I belong to a group called We Are Change. The biggest problem we're facing today is the money situation and the banking situation. What we need to do is bust up the Federal Reserve. It's a privately owned banking corporation. It has nothing to do with our government. And I don't know if Keith knows this.
Yeah, I know, I'm aware it's not
We have to break this up. Otherwise, they will get rid of the unions completely. They're a corporatocracy. They've created corporatocracy around the world. And look what they've done in Northwest and others. This is something we have to take care of, and I hope we all get this thing going also with the unions. Try to talk to other people, educate yourself. Look up on the internet, look up JFK and the Federal Reserve, Woodrow Wilson and the Federal Reserve. Just look up our history of the central banking system. This is the most important thing we're facing. We could have peace in the world if we had debt-free money. Money loaned out without interest. Basically all that is loan sharking at a different interest rate.
Hello, my name is Dale Stewart. I'm a member of Steelworkers Local 5000 and Seafarers International. We haul the iron ore and taconite that they mine up on the Iron Range down to the steel mills in Cleveland, Detroit, and Indiana. Right now, the taconite plants are half of them are shut down, and the other half are operating at 50%. In the last few months, steel mills have been shuttered in Detroit and Cleveland and down there in Indiana, and some of them might never open up again.